Let's make some delicious biscoff and Oreo cookies. First of all, if you're using butter that has been in the fridge, it's going to be very hard, okay? But for this recipe, we need soft butter. And instead of putting it in the microwave and you end up melting it, this is a simple way you can soften your butter. So you're going to slice it into smaller cubes and then let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. But if you do not have the time, you're going to melt it in the microwave in 5 seconds or 10 seconds just so that it does not melt.
I'm all the sins that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them. There were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it hard to even picture it, 'cause my reality ain't your reality, no.
After the butter has already softened, I'm going to beat it in my mixer at a very high speed so that it can become pale and fluffy. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a handheld mixer, or you can also use a whisk if you don't have the electric whisks. But investing in one would be a very good idea because it saves you a lot of energy. You can also use the whisk that is non-electric, but you're going to put in some work and you're going to get very tired. And so if you're not in a position to bake, I do take orders and my number is on the screen if you want cookies or cakes.
I'm all the sins that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy.
Once the margarine is pale enough, you're going to add 1 cup of sugar, but sugar can be adjusted. For this recipe, I used 444 grams of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of essence, and then you're just going to mix everything together at this point. So adding the flavor at that point makes it more concentrated and well spread. So you're going to add eggs one by one. Please, if you add eggs together, you might end up with a spoiled egg, and we don't want that happening, okay? And always ensure you are scraping off the sides because a lot of products get pushed to the side and it may not get well incorporated. Then in a separate bowl, you're going to add 4 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. But that is the only baking powder I had, so I used all of it. And then I'm going to change the whisk and use a different one. But before that, when adding the flour, you divide it into 3 portions so that it's easy to mix and have everything well incorporated without having to struggle. Then when I'm done, I'm going to mix it with the mixer at speed 1 just to ensure that what I've been unable to incorporate will get incorporated into the flour. I had Oreo and biscoff cookies, and I didn't have much biscoff because I kept eating and eating and eating until it almost got finished. But now here it is. So you're going to portion your dough or cookie batter into 2 or even 3 if you have many other options. Then you're going to just crush some Oreos and some biscoff cookies, add it into the batter, mix that, and your cookie dough will be ready. And then I'm going to divide that using in portions, and I'm going to weigh the weight of each cookie. I was using, I think, 70 grams. I can't even remember, but you're going to weigh so that the essence of weighing is to have the uniformity, so that when they melt they just look cute all together. So my Oreo cookies were so big, unlike the biscoff cookies, because they were smaller. And at this, I shouldn't have added the Oreos and biscoff cookies themselves at this point, because they ended up baking, yet they are already baked. So that is something you can do after they have baked, and that is why they changed color a bit like that. And I used a temperature of 170 degrees for 45 minutes for the cookies, and they were so delicious. Balanced sugar, you know, they were just so good. And remember, we also offer gluten-free options. So if you're there and you need pastries and cakes that are gluten-free, reach out to me. We can do business together, and I have already indicated my number. So now that we're in the holiday season, this can be a very good time to spoil your kids. Thank you and goodbye. And please remember to subscribe. It does something so good to the channel, and we are looking to grow and get to 1,000 subscribers at least.